welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this, our December 19th, 2022 show, our final show for 2022, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got a few topics to get through, and to let you know how you can get involved in tonight's show, let me introduce you to my very festive-looking partner, co-host, Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike.
Hey Steve, how's it going? Yeah, I got out my my Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman Christmas shirt. So you can't really see them, but you can see Merry Christmas across the top, so that's okay. And I got my eggnog, of course, in my Superman mug. Non-alcoholic because I don't think I need to get liquored up on the show.
We get drunk enough on the topics we need to talk about.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't really want like unfiltered Mike talking about everything that's been happening in the last week. I was just trying to enjoy League of DC League of Super Pets,
right?
And just phone kept going off. So
that will happen.
Yes, that will a lot actually. But anyways, we are going to get into all that. But Superman Homepage Live is live, and because of that, we'd like to hear about the people that are live watching us live right now on YouTube. So about halfway through the show, if we don't have too much to talk about, and yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. But normally, about halfway through the show, we take callers. And how do we do that? Well, it's real simple now. We streamlined the process. We fired a bunch of people. We took after Warner Brothers and just sacked a whole bunch of interns. And all you have to do is go to supermanhomepage.com/live and click join now or whatever it is.
There it is.
There it is. Call now. There you go. I really rely on that graphic. You can also take out your phone if you want to keep watching on your computer and just communicate through us through your phone. Scan that QR code. If you do that, and we do put you on, please, if you're on your phone, use a headset of some kind, AirPods, whatever. It really, there's this crackle noise that I can't really describe.
And if you're too shy to get on the phone or don't want to get on the camera and talk with us tonight, then you can just participate in the comments on YouTube. Fans doing that right now. We've got heaps of people in there. Mike, Mind the Gap, Butson, Patrick, Mark, Geiger, Rommel, JP, and so many others. Patrick, someone asked, why is it only snowing on Michael? Well, because it's summer here in Australia, so that's, I know it doesn't necessarily snow there where you are, Michael, but...
Well, if we had gotten the front end this weekend, it would. We're going to be down to like lows of like 13, 11 degrees. So it's going to get really, really cold really, really fast, which is appropriate. I mean, it is Christmas,
exactly.
But I guess not to you lot.
No, it's summer here in Australia. So I am. It's actually been pretty cool. So that's why I'm wearing this sweater today. I mean, it's warm, but I'm not sweating yet. So I've kept it on longer than I have in the past. So there we go. But thank you to our sponsors and patrons: Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And remember, if you'd like to support the Superman homepage, you can click the join button below, and there are different levels of perks for different levels of membership. And you can do super chats if you don't want to. If you want to type something and see it on the screen, there's a little dollar symbol there. A slider will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we will feature your comment or question live on the screen. There are also super thanks and super stickers that you can give a try. And I'm using a nice new microphone today, thanks to my brother, Jeff, who kindly got that for me. So hopefully the sound quality is pretty good, and there's no complaints. So giving that a try out for our final show of 2022. An important show because, geez, we've got a lot to talk about. A lot's happened this past week, hasn't it, Mike?
Yes, yeah. My God. It's... We're going to get into it. I've got so much to say. It's kind of funny.
All right. Well, we'll start off, as we always do, with movie news, and that's where the big news is because James Gunn, co-CEO of DC Studios, took to Twitter to announce this past week that he is writing a new Superman movie. It's going to be about a Superman who will be younger and, pretty much like a year one type story, if you like, not an origin story, but a younger, inexperienced Superman, so to speak, and therefore Henry Cavill will not be cast in the role of Superman, as opposed to what we had thought was happening, because Henry Cavill had come out in his Instagram account stating that he was officially back as Superman, made the appearance in Black Adam as a cameo appearance in the post-credits scene, and it just seemed like it went all downhill from there for Henry. I did a whole good, the bad, and the ugly video about my thoughts on the whole scenario and the really poor way that it's all happened. But what are your thoughts on all this, Mike?
So they're split into different facets. I agree. This was handled poorly, mainly because, and I don't know whose fault it was, and I don't care. To be fair, everybody wants to assign blame at this point. But back in October, we had the whole thing and the announcement, and he's like, "I'm coming back," and apparently he had filmed a thing for the Flash movie, which has now been canceled. Uh, and then it was just kind of dropped. I actually saw Henry's announcement before I saw the James Gunn tweet,
Okay.
uh, and I was just like, well, that's unfortunate. uh, to all those who are like, oh my god, what is he going to do, he immediately turned around and signed a deal to do a Warhammer 40K uh, series for Amazon,
Yep.
which is a passion project for his. So he's landing on his feet. I'm not saying he's not disappointed. I'm not saying I'm not disappointed. I am. However, I took a step back that night as I was watching people lose their freaking minds. All these people like, I will never watch a DC film again, and I'm like, tell me that the Snyderverse was your first crack at getting into DC Comics without telling me that the Snyderverse, because y'all, 1991, I was crushed when it was announced that there wasn't going to be a Superman 5 or a Superman the New movie. And then in 95, it was announced that John Peters had the rights to it. And then in 97, it was announced that Kevin Smith was writing a movie. 98, we thought we were getting the film. That didn't happen. Then in the early 2000s, it was a freaking whirlwind of, McGee's going to do a movie. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Brett Ratner's going to direct the movie. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Wolfgang Petersen's going to do a Batman v Superman film. And then we get Superman Returns, and immediately, oh, there's going to be a sequel. No, there's not. There's going to be a Justice League film. No, there's not. Oh, they're going to do Man of Steel. And it's just, I think the saddest part is that in the 21st century, outside of Tom Welling and Tyler Hoechlin, we have not gotten a live action Superman on the big screen to really like stretch his stuff, like get a full like movie series. And I just want everyone to calm down, please. I know people are upset, and somebody pointed out that one of the reasons why this is so upsetting is it was dangled in front of us and then taken away, which is absolutely fair. But at the same time, James Gunn and Safran, that's his name, right?
Peter
The other
Safran.
guy. They have one of the most ugly jobs right now. They have to write a ship that isn't sinking, but it's not in the best of shape. And there is, we need to get out of our bubble and look at how the mainstream views these films. And I don't see a whole lot of clamoring from the normies for, we need to have Henry Cavill back. So I'm excited to a certain extent, because now we have we have a definitive answer and we can move on. We know he's not going to be doing it. We know there's going to get a new one. Let's all start saying that Tom Welling needs to be Superman again, because I'm expecting that any day. But they're going to try something new that might work. And if you're of the opinion that you don't want to give it a chance because you're mad, have at it, Haas. I mean, that's your right to do so. But you and I have been in this game for far too long to put this as our line in the sand.
Well, that's the thing. As I said in the couple of videos that I've done and things that I've written, I'm very disappointed for Henry Cavill. It's a bad look, for him to come out to say, I'm officially back as Superman and have promises made. And I think he's probably learned a lesson here in that,
Gifts exchanged.
yes, don't announce anything unless there's something in writing. And even then, there's always chances that things fall apart and fall over and things don't happen. It's just after so long for waiting to see if he'll come back or not, for him to come back and say, yes, I'm officially back, and then to have the rug pulled out from underneath him. As I said in my previous videos that I've done, it would have been better off if Henry hadn't done the cameo in Black Adam, hadn't made the announcement.
Yep.
The noise would have been a lot less from those fans. But as he said in his statement, and he wrote, he just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran. It's sad news, and after all, he won't be returning as Superman. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. He says, my turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. And that's a great, and as always, Henry Cavill is very astute as far as making the right announcements, saying the right things and being very respectful. It always has been towards the world of Superman. But that's the thing. The world of Superman is bigger than any one person. So for anybody
Yes.
to just come out and say, Henry Cavill is my Superman, I'll never watch another Superman movie again, well, that's your prerogative, but that's kind of short-sighted because the character has been around for nearly 85 years at this point in time, and there have been many, many different actors who have played him in many different roles, be it live action, animated, cartoon, what have you. TV. We've got the current Superman on TV with Tyler Hoechlin. I'm enjoying that. I enjoyed Henry's movies. I enjoyed Christopher Reeve's movies. I've enjoyed, all the different Tom Welling as Clark Kent. There are different people who hold the torch for a certain amount of time, but there's not just one true Superman out there. So, yeah, if you're disappointed, I'm with you. I'm very disappointed for Henry. I feel bad for him. If you're just, putting your flag in the ground for the Snyder universe, and that's all you can see, and that's the only thing you can, that's pretty short-sighted in my point of view, because even that's going to have its time, and it's going to end, and then there's going to be a new Superman. After that point, people are saying, why didn't they just let Snyder finish what he wanted? Do a Man of Steel 2, do a Wonder Woman 3, do a Justice League 2 and 3, or whatever, and then from that point of view, wipe the slate clean and then reboot. They should have done that. Doesn't matter when they draw a line in the sand. There's always going to be people who are saying, "Oh, we wanted a Justice League 4, or we wanted a Superman Man of Steel 3." There's never a good time. It's not easy. Change is hard, but as I said, Superman is bigger than any one person and has been around for nearly 85 years. There's going to be change. Change isn't easy, but like you, I'm excited to see what they do, as long as they have a plan in place and can fulfill that plan. Because what's been done in the past with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, was a plan in some ways, but just wasn't for me as a Superman fan, I would have liked to have seen another Superman standalone movie before Batman v Superman. I think we've been pretty vocal on that over the years.
Yeah, and I think it's been proven that there's a segment of the Snyder fan base that if you give them what they want, it's not going to satisfy them.
Mm.
They're always going to want more. They're like children hopped up on sugar. They're always going to ask for another lollipop. And it's interesting watching the people that have wrapped themselves so much into this version of Superman in the DC universe that it's part of these people's identity, to the point where if you attack it, I think honestly their bodies are registering that as like a physical attack.
Mm.
And that's why they lash out so hard. And I'm going to say this as somebody that has, for the over 10 years now, spent at least once a week hanging out with a guy in Australia, from Australia, talking about Superman. and doing podcasts and stuff. Guys, it's just a movie. um, there are. I saw somebody who's like, "Are we going to have? Is somebody organizing a protest?" It's like, no, let's not talk about anything important. Let's protest over a movie. And I realize, and I know that it's a small fraction, but they're like a chihuahua. They're just really loud. It's hard to ignore them.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, it's a vocal minority in my point of view. People saying, how do you think it's a minority when there are so many people? But when you take into consideration that there are millions of people out in the world who will watch a Superman movie, the people who are online that are complaining about this are a very small portion of the bigger, wider audience who will go and see whatever James Gunn's Superman movie ends up being. Will they go, oh, this is a new actor, this is different? Yeah, probably. But at the end of the day, the majority of people out there who will go see the next Superman movie will just like with the new Batman film, Patterson, they will go, okay, it's a new actor. It doesn't phase them. So the wider audience won't care that it's a different actor playing Superman. They don't hang their hat
Yeah,
on the fact that it's not Henry Cavill.
yeah, absolutely. Couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
So yeah, it was a big news. Disappointing, as I said, for a lot of people, and I'm disappointed for Henry. I think he's a great guy and deserves better. But then there were lots of wild rumors and speculation that came out in regards to just where things were at, what was happening. We heard about the Peaky Blinders creator coming up with a script, and then there were rumors that, again, Brainiac was supposedly the main villain of that script, and everyone's like, oh, why can't we ever get Brainiac on film? Every time we get a follow-up film, Brainiac's going to be the main villain, and then the plug gets pulled. Yeah, if it's not a good script, doesn't matter who the villain is. So Warner Brothers obviously weren't happy with it. It didn't thrill the executives, and so that script was not happening. Then there are a lot of people saying, why is James Gunn writing the script? Shouldn't he be focusing on being the CEO of Warner Brothers and, you know, letting somebody else come in? Well, he's an accomplished film creator and creative person himself. So if this is his vision and he's one of the two main guys that are going to be marshalling this new 10-year plan, then it kind of makes sense that he would be setting the tone for where they want this new 10-year plan to start with Superman.
Why does Jim Lee draw comics? He
Yeah,
he should be
the new
dedicated
publisher.
to being the publisher of DC Comics. I mean, it's just who better to set the tone than the person in charge?
Mm.
And who better? Like they got to run the script by him anyways. So you're cutting out a bunch of middlemen here. And then I'm sure it'd be really amusing though if Zack Snyder is brought back to direct it, because it wouldn't be the first time that Zack Snyder has directed a James Gunn script, uh, as he did for Dawn of the Dead. No, that's not happening. I just was kind of
Yes.
amused by it, but
And
no, it's just
the other thing is there's been a lot of speculation that James Gunn is rebooting everything except Suicide Squad, which he had, hand in. And he's come out and said, no, that's not true. The wild speculation and rumors that get thrown out there are obviously one from people who want to derail things or who aren't happy, and so they start spreading rumors and speculation that is detrimental to what's going on, and start creating hashtags like "Fire James Gunn," "Bring back Henry Cavill," because that's going to happen.
my favorite was seeing somebody's like, what we should do is basically put out false rumors and critique the critique it from a different perspective, and kind of attack it and chip away at it. I was like, you're going to be fans on the internet. This is your big plan. This is your master freaking plan. Is you're going to do what everybody's been doing already. Oh, good God! And am I getting too old for this, Steve?
Maybe. I think there's kids on your lawn again, Michael. You might want to yell at them.
I didn't fight no WW2 to have these kids on my lawn.
Uh, now we've seen people commenting in the we call it the Flash chat, the comments there on YouTube in regards to the Flash movie and even the Aquaman film and Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. I've seen a lot of people going, what's the point of watching those movies now? There's no point because that universe is dead. The point is, if you enjoy them, that's the point. Go out and see a
Yeah.
movie because it's fun, because it's 2-3 hours of your life that you want to sit in a cinema or in a movie theater and enjoy it for what it is. The Flash film probably will have some ramifications on what's to happen post that film, because with the whole multiverse thing, they're probably working it to be, a kickstart for what's going to happen after that. And, they'll explore the multiverse and they might say, this is the new, it's like a crisis thing where they go, oh, look, everything's happened and now we're going to be exploring this as the DC universe because we explored that or we saw that in the Flash movie.
It'd be interesting if like all of these films had a mid-credit sequence that shows like the characters together and then suddenly everything goes white. Uh like it's being wiped out by the antimatter wave.
Mm.
Uh I don't think they're going to do that, but uh I'm also curious if they're going to end the Flash film similar to how they did the Justice League Darkseid War film, where at the end of it, the Flash kickstarts a whole new universe.
It could happen.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Exactly.
I really
Now,
enjoyed the first Shazam. I want to see the sequel.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it doesn't matter if it's not fitting into a wider ongoing story. This, movies can be standalone stories that you enjoy just for the sake of watching the movie. It doesn't have to fit
Yep.
as a piece of a puzzle for a bigger picture. Um, Now, Henry Cavill, as you mentioned, did supposedly shoot a cameo appearance in the Flash film, and word is that is no longer part of the final cut of the movie for obvious reasons, and that he got paid $250,000 for both the Black Adam and then another $250,000 for the Flash cameo, which will no longer be seen. Not a bad pay packet for a couple of seconds on screen.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd love to be paid $250,000 for something that ultimately doesn't happen.
Mm.
It's like all the pay or play contracts that were in like the Batman films in the '90s, and how many people got paid not to be in a Batman film.
So look, we wait and see what happens. There are 3 films slated for 2023, but the roller coaster ride for you and I and all the Superman fans out there starts all over again when we start looking at who will they be casting as the Superman character, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, all the characters that we expect to see in a Superman movie. We'll look for, we'll go through all the rumors and speculation about directors, actors, costumes. What will the costume look like? Will the trunks be there? Will the S be on the cape? All these
You
things.
cowards, put the S on the cape.
These are all things that we have to, the fun and games of a new Superman movie starting all over again. And we've been here before. That's the point. With Henry Cavill, everyone's saying, you're not going to find a better Superman. You're not going to find, he was Superman for our generation. When he was cast, there was a lot of, he's British. He's not even American. Like, how can they, get an actor who's not even, tall enough? And, where's Tom Welling? Tom Welling should play Superman. Brandon Routh wasn't given enough chance to play Superman. Bring him back. So there's we've been here before. It's nothing new for us. We've been here a long time doing this, and it's all about to start all over again.
Yep. Looking forward to it. I'm sure at least they'll give us stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah, for
It's
sure.
good for us.
It's good for us. It is good for us. Now, just today,
See, we're in a win-win situation, Steve.
yeah,
Because no matter what, we get to keep doing our jobs.
and that's the thing. If you put aside the whole Henry Cavill debacle as far as how that was handled, this is exciting times. We've got a new Superman movie coming. We've got they're starting. It's not origin story, so we don't have to go through the whole Krypton, Smallville, stuff all over again. It's going to be Superman, starting off at the Daily Planet, figuring himself out as Superman. Hopefully not, not want, that whole thing of, do I want to be a superhero or not kind of thing, but just embracing it and going for it. It sounds fun to me. And hopefully it's a movie that the whole family can see, not something that's too dark and PG-13. Okay, PG-13 is fair enough but just not anything that's darker than that fans of a younger generation can't go and enjoy. Because for me, growing up, seeing Superman the movie for the first time, Superman 2, that made me a Superman fan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like why don't we just do Superman?
Yeah.
Let's give that let's put that out there in the world. See how that run that up the flagpole. See if anybody salutes.
Exactly. And James Gunn just came out. I'm showing my age. People are going, Peter Gunn? Look it up. It's a song. Came out today on Twitter and said he was aware, him and Peter Safran were aware taking on this job, that there was going to be a lot of backlash, that there was going to be... he was aware of a certain minority of people online that could be uproarious and unkind, to say the least. I wonder who he's talking about. He says some of these characters have been around for nearly 85 years. No one loves to be harassed or called names, but to be frank, we've been through significantly worse. Disrespectful outcry will never ever affect our actions. So he's aware of the turbulence that taking on this gig would and the difficult choices I would need to make. But he says that they're in it for the right reasons, and they want to give us the best of the DC characters. And it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but they're in it for the long haul, and they've got a plan in place, and they're looking to make it as great as they can.
And I think what we should focus on as Superman fans is how exciting 2023 is going to be.
Yeah.
Just in general for Superman. I mean, we've got all like great things happening in the comics. We're going to be talking about the third season of Superman and Lois. I mean, there's just so much to look forward to and to focus on. And I get it. Some people are like, well, I don't read the comics. I just watch the movies. It's just like, what do you do between films? There's been a kind of a gap. Do you just keep rewatching them over and over again?
Yeah. I know. So, there's a lot to look forward to. 2023, while we won't get the Superman film in 2023, it's going to be a year full of speculation, announcements, rumors, all that kind of stuff. As he mentioned, we've got Superman and Lois Season 3. We've got My Adventures with Superman, the animated series. Yep. The first of 2 seasons coming. And we've got something called Justice League, Ruby, Superheroes, and Huntsman Part 1. This is a new animated series that has the DC Justice League teaming up with Rooster Teeth's characters from Ruby. It's scheduled to be released on Blu-ray and digital in the second quarter of 2023. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern, and Vixen are transported to the strange world of Remnant, where they find themselves turned into teenagers. Meanwhile, Remnant heroes Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang must combine forces with the Justice League to uncover why their planet has been mysteriously altered before a superpowered Grimm destroys everything. Didn't read the Ruby Justice League crossover comic book series. I'm not sure what to make of this. I was surprised that this was greenlit to go ahead as an animated movie, to be honest.
I remember I remember when we were talking about like the comic, we were like, what is this? Yeah. What is this Ruby stuff going around here? I don't understand. I don't know why I'm an old Jewish man all of a sudden. I'm sure there's an audience for this. I look at it and go, I can't make heads or tails of it. And that is one mouthful of a title. Good God in heaven.
Yeah, Justice League times Ruby. Oh, there's the X in there. I don't know how. So Justice League Ruby, Superheroes and Huntsman Part 1. And there's a Part 2.
Part 1. Yeah, there's going to be a Part 2. So, but it's funny because I kind of ventured into just trying to, I put Ruby in like as a search thing on Twitter, and there's not that this is surprising because everything has a fandom, but I'm like, nope, it's a thing. Just because we don't know anything about it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So.
Yeah, and Ruby is an acronym, so I mean it's RWBY, and they're the 4 characters: Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. But it's pronounced Ruby, and Ruby is one of the actual characters. But so there's an animated movie coming out. Justice League as teenagers and go to that new planet. But anyway, it is coming out in 2023, and there's some, like you said, there's an audience for it. So go figure.
Yep.
It is what it is. All right. Also, this year, 2023, coming will be the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers. They'll be kicking off a year-long centennial celebration for the studio's 100th anniversary, and Superman is very much a big character in that celebration. Here is a little promo that they put together for this.
There is no place like home. There is no place like home.
Is looking at you, kid.
This is so amazing.
I'm looking for someone to share in an adventure.
At Warner Brothers, we are storytellers.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
It's built into the very foundation of who we are.
What is it?
The stuff that dreams are made of.
For 100 years, we've been dream makers.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
There's just a little bit of the 4-minute trailer that they put together to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers. Good to see Superman there in the trailer. And it's not just the Christopher Reeve Superman that's in there. I saw Henry Cavill's Man of Steel in there. I saw a couple of other Superman in there from over the years. So yeah, it's a great time to be celebrating the 100th anniversary on April 4, 2023. And as part of this year-long celebration of programming and releases, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment will release a 4K Ultra HD 5-film collection of Christopher Reeve Superman films. The special will have Superman the movie remastered again. They've already done that one previously, but it's a new 4K remastering. Superman 2, Superman 2 The Donner Cut, Superman 3, and Superman 4 The Quest for Peace. The films that will be in that 5-film collection of Superman films. And there will be the theatrical cuts. So that's what's coming. This was obviously a previous box artwork for a different collection, but I thought it was fitting because it is a Superman 5-film collection that they'll be coming out with in 2023.
4K of Superman 4. The phrase "putting lipstick on a pig" comes to mind. And like I said, I'm the guy that's done 2 fan commentaries, so it's not like I can't say I don't like the film, but what is do we want that in higher resolution?
Yeah, and Mike Zuma says, do we need to see the wires in Ultra
Yeah.
HD?
I mean, it's just...
Supposedly,
I want to see the bat line.
There is some corrections happening, and
oh wow, okay,
yeah,
okay.
They're taking their time with it, so we don't know exactly when it will happen. But I've been watching Jim Bowers on his Facebook for capedwonder.com.
Yeah,
and he's got some great things to say about the people who are behind this remastering of the 4K for Superman films.
I don't know what keeps happening. I keep getting kicked out of that group, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's like because sometimes he changes the privacy settings, and I don't know if that boots people out. But sometimes I see the things, and then sometimes I don't. And when I go looking for it, it's like, you are not a member of this group, and I'm like,
why?
I thought I was.
That's
does Jim hate me, and I just didn't know this? That's just assuming that Jim Bowers knows who I am, but still,
I'm sure he does. He watches our show. Good news for Superman fans of the Christopher Reeve era. So
yeah,
look
absolutely.
forward to that. There'll also be dedicated programming on HBO Max, consumer products. There'll be some a candlelight concert series in over 100 across 100 cities, including Los Angeles, New York, Toronto, London, Melbourne, here in Australia, Paris, Singapore, Milan, Mexico City, and so many more. There'll be studio tours at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in Hollywood, global celebrations, social media announcements, and so much more. So looking forward to seeing all that in 2023 for Warner Brothers.
Woohoo!
All right, let's play a quick commercial break, take a break, have a drink, get our voices back in order, and go into This Week in History, fan favourite segment. We've also got the super secret soundbite because this is our final show, not just of the month, but of the year. And we're going to have a look at comic book stuff as well. So we'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back shortly. Here we go.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman and Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
Insiders say Lex Luthor to cut nation's power. Superman overpowers Lex Luthor. Alienware powers the nation.
Alienware, embrace the power.
And we're back on Superman Homepage Live, where, as I mentioned, we're going to do our weekly and monthly segments. We'll start with the monthly segment, the super secret soundbite. Here is our intro.
Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
All right, Michael, what was our... Actually, let me play our super secret soundbite from last month first and hear it again.
You could freeze me with your breath. Fast. I've seen you do it 100 times. And then I would look like I was dead.
Yes, Lois would look like she was dead. Where did that come from, Michael, and who guessed it correctly?
Yeah, shockingly, I even recognized this one. It was Lois Clark Season 2, Episode 22, and the answer is... 5 people guessed it correctly. They were Alex Davis, Lynn S.M., John Rinaldi, Ryan Ignatius Pratt, and Patrick O'Neill.
Congratulations to those 5 people who guessed where that sound came from. Here is our new super secret soundbite for the month of January. Let's see if you know where in the world of Superman this sound comes from.
What's this one? A chocolate toothpaste dispenser?
I couldn't tell you. I was just a puppy when they put me in this spaceship.
Do you think you know where in the world of Superman that sound comes from? If you do, head to the Superman Homepage website. Under the contact menu, you will find the super secret soundbite entry form. Fill out the form, send your entry in, and we will read out the names of each person who guesses it right when we return to this segment at the end of January. So get involved in the super secret soundbite. Looking forward to seeing how many people guess where that one came from. I don't think it's too difficult.
No, it kind of gives away the game right there at the end.
So people still complaining about my sound quality. I thought it was doing better. So, yeah, if you think it's still low, please let me know. I've got it as close to I can get it up here if you want me to, but yeah, let me know how my sound quality is. All right, let's move into the... what are we going to do next? Let's do the fan favorite segment. All right, Michael, what was our fan favorite question from last week?
What is your favorite episode from Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman? And Ryan Ignatius Pratt wrote in, I would say that my favorite Lois and Clark episode would be the Season 2 episode Tempest Fugitive. Having grown up with the classic Christopher Reeve films, I always liked Superman. But it wasn't until Lois and Clark that I began to really love the character. And it was with Tempest Fugitive that the love was cemented. If I hadn't been a true blues fan of Superman before, I was by the time this episode had aired. From Lois finally discovering Clark's secret, to Tempest's biting accusation that she is the most galactically stupid woman who ever lived, and from Clark dealing with the fallout of his exposed identity, to the character-defining line, Superman is what I can do, Clark is who I am, this episode is arguably a defining moment for the TV series. In addition, this already superb episode was also enhanced by a touching moment of Clark meeting younger versions of the Kents, as well as Lane Davies' brilliant performance as Tempest. Speaking of Lane, I was fortunate to meet him at a gathering of Lois and Clark fans back in 2005.
Very cool. Thank you very much, Ryan. Next entry came from Patrick, and Patrick wrote, I'm just reading it now, I'm just getting it in front of me. My favorite episode of Lois and Clark is the Season 4 episode Battleground Earth. It included the Zara Kryptonian storyline. I really enjoyed that this storyline and episode brought together all the Superman elements from Smallville, Metropolis, and Krypton. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Well, thank you very much, Patrick. Yeah, that was a good episode. Mike, do you have a favorite episode of Lois and Clark, I should say?
I guess I would go with Tempest. The first Tempest episode really would be one of my favorites. I'm really partial to the first season, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of the sweet spot for me. It's kind of the same thing with the George Reeves series, oddly enough. It got sillier as it went along. But no, that one, it just, for everything Ryan talked about, it just hit a lot of beats that kind of spoke to me as a Superman fan.
Yeah, there were a lot of good episodes, a lot of pretty poor episodes as well in Lois and Clark, to say the least. But I went, just because of the time of the year, it kind of seemed fitting. I went with, I'll boost that image up a little bit there, the Season 2, Episode 9, Season's Greetings. Obviously, Santa Claus was heavily involved. All the adults, became kid-like with their greed for things, and even Superman was affected at one point. And yeah, it was a memorable episode for me, so that's the one I chose.
And you had two future Bond women hanging out, so
there you have it. So that was the fan favorite segment. Thank you everyone for Ryan and Patrick for getting involved in that segment. Michael, what is our new fan favorite question, which will tide us over until we come back in, the 9th of January, I think, our first show for 2023?
Yeah, what was your favorite Superman-related highlight from 2022?
Yeah, there have been a lot of highlights for 2022. Which was your favorite? Let us know when you email the address scrolling across the bottom of your screen now, info@supermanhomepage.com. Let us know what is your favorite Superman-related moment from 2022, and we will read those out when we return to the fan favorite segment when we come back on January 9th at this point in time. So get involved in the fan favorite segment of our show. So yes, people are saying the microphone sounds a little bit better now. I've got it close. I've boosted the volume. I'll play around with it. It's just a new mic, but I'll get it.
Yeah, you always got to play with the settings.
Yes, exactly. But thank you for your feedback on that. And that was the fan favorite segment of our show. Michael, let's jump into This Week in History.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bars of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
Really quick one because there's nothing from the real world for this week. Back in 1962, we had Superman number 159, which looks really exciting. Lois Lane, the Supermaid from Earth. That's a good issue, by the way. That's a lot of fun. Lois going to Krypton. Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane coming out. Another one of those. Superman and Lois had a kid, and he's apparently just a deadbeat dad. I mean, look at that.
When Lois Lane hated Superman.
Yeah, it's just. I think that was called the 1950s. 1972, we have Supergirl, number 3, which has her sitting there looking at a cat. It's a very dynamic cover. Meanwhile, Josie and the Pussycats, it looks like, are playing inside. We have World's Finest, number 216. Have you seen Your Missing Sons? Nope. God, the Super Sons strip was a lot of fun. I put in Secret Origin number 1, and if you picked up this book back in 1972 and saw Superman on the cover and thought you were going to get like a action-packed retelling of the origin, no, you got the very first page of Action Comics number 1, and that's it.
Wow.
I was just like, I wonder what was in there. Nothing. Also, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. I almost said Superman's girlfriend, Jimmy Olsen. Again. Number 156. Superman apparently has better things to do than save Jimmy from a wild animal. In 1982, only one book, The Daring New Adventures of Supergirl, number 5. That's a really trippy cover.
Yeah.
In 1992, we had one of the best chapters of Funeral for a Friend, Superman number 76. This was the second Metropolis mailbag where the Justice League and other heroes of the DC Universe got together to answer the mail that Superman usually did around the holidays. In 2002, we got Supergirl number 77. This is a continuation of the young Supergirl showing up and Linda having to deal with that. And Superman, the Man of Steel, number 133, another chapter of the Lost Hearts series with the really creepy covers. And in 2012, ending on a thud, Supergirl number 15, another chapter of Hell on Earth. I'm excited.
Fantastic.
And that's it. That's it for this week in history.
There you have it. So that wraps up this week in history for 2022. Obviously, there's another week to go, but we won't be here next week. So very cool. Thank you for that, Michael. Now, talking about comic books, DC did release the March 2023 solicitations this past week, and there are a number of big books coming out, including a new number 1 in The Adventures of Superman John Kent, number 1 in March, and for the solicitations, that one is there as a cover there. Looks like it's another Superman has fallen. Across the multiverse, Kal-Els are being murdered. Val Zod, the Superman of Earth 2, believes only one man can help stop the killing, Kal-El's son, John Kent. John will have to step across dimensions and face the killer of the Kal-Els, the monstrous Ultraman, the man who kidnapped and tortured him for years. And Val Zod is not acting alone in trying to save the Superman. Who is the mysterious woman alongside him, and what is her shocking connection to the super family? John looks like he's getting the electric blue powers on that cover. We also had, what did we also have? We had Superman number 2. Superman is overwhelmed as Parasite's new powers are unleashed. Can Superman stop all of Metropolis from being consumed by the power-hungry Parasite, or will he need Lex Luthor's help to save the day? Introducing a new anti-hero, Marilyn Moonlight, the spirit of Metropolis, who only operates at night. Is she friend or foe to the Man of Steel, and how does she connect to Metropolis' secret past? That's either a massive afro or she's got a big head.
Or a big hat.
One or the other. And we've also got Action Comics 1053. No living thing's supposed to have power like this. No matter how blue your eyes are or how pretty your face is, you're just as much a monster as me. War rages on between Metropolis' 2 Men of Steel, Superman and Metallo. As Metallo's new body continues to evolve in unexpected and nightmarish ways, the voice of his operating system has been changing too, testing the limits of his sanity. Finally, when his alien tech takes on a life of its own and infects the most violent members of the Blue Earth movement, the resultant abominations target Superman's greatest strength and greatest weakness, his family, introducing the first appearance of the Necro Hive.
Ooh. Yeah, all of that sounds great. I'm looking forward to every single bit of it. I'm caught up. I'm finally with both action and Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Cool.
Yeah,
he's back,
looking
folks.
forward to
He's back.
Action 1050. Yeah, I'm back. No one missed me. I'm back.
March also will see Superman Lost #1. We spoke about that previously. And then there's the Lazarus Planet thing that's ongoing.
Yep.
Batman Superman World's Finest #13 will come out. And then there's collected editions announced, including, it won't come out in March, but it's solicited for later in the year, Absolute Superman for All Seasons.
Yeah, finally. Oddly enough, I think it's coming out in August to commemorate like the 25th anniversary of it. And just to remind everybody that read For All Seasons, as it was released, take your Advil before bed tonight, or you're going to wake up and you're just going to be sore. So,
I wouldn't mind seeing James Gunn's script have some kind of a For All Seasons vibe.
Yeah, I'd rather For All Seasons than American Alien.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. we saw that in animated
Why did you have to
form.
mention that?
I didn't really care for it. Why did you say that name?
Very good. And there's also an 85th anniversary collection of Superman stories that will come out.
That's actually really interesting. I kind of dove into the solicitation of that. It's not like the usual ones that we see.
No. So there's a fair bit going on in the solicitations that are available on our website if you want to check out all the Superman-related comics that are announced in the March solicitations. But as for comic books that are coming out this week, here is what we have to look forward to. This is this week's Superman reading list. And there are quite a few interesting comics coming out. I'll turn that one off. That's the solicitation. We've got Batman... Oh, that's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #7, and there are a whole heap of variant covers for this one. I mean, they've listed them in alphabetical order, and they go down to that's H, I, J, K, L, and then there's M. So that's how many variant covers there are. There's also Deceased War of the Undead Gods #5. That's available in a couple of different variant covers as well, including a Supergirl one right there. There is also DC versus Vampires All Out War #6. It's the final issue of this series. And that's available a couple of different variant covers. The big one, Batman Superman World's Finest #10. Is out this week, and there's the Paul McCartney cover we've previously mentioned. There's a couple of other. There's a Batman, like a Batman 89, Superman 78 type cover.
That one.
Yeah, there's a trading card cover, another Joker cover there. There's also Titans United Blood Pact #4. That's issue 4 of 6. That's also out this week. And then there's a couple of collected editions. Superman Birthright Deluxe Edition. Which is also available in a direct market exclusive. And there's also the one that you've been waiting for, Michael, Death of Superman 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition hardcover. It also has a direct market exclusive variant cover, which I don't have on hand. I haven't seen it released.
It's about time. I thought this thing was supposed to come out like 3 weeks ago. So
yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm excited, but still.
Yes, a little bit delayed, but it's like a nice Christmas kind of present, I guess.
No, there is that.
Yes. So there you have it. There's the December 20 releases. Now, there was this massive statue that was announced this week from XM Studios that bears looking at. It's available in 2 different versions. It's called Superman Justice. It's a 1/6 scale premium collectible. It's available in this colored version that you see here. It has all of Superman's villains, or the mainstays, if you like. There's Doomsday, there's Livewire, there's Brainiac, there's Mxyzptlk, there's Lex Luthor, there's Bizarro, there's Metallo, there's Zod, and there's Mongol and Cyborg Superman, from what I can see. I don't think I've missed anybody. And they're all on this, obviously, crystalline Fortress of Solitude base. It's available in both this coloured version, and if you're wondering how big this thing is, there's all just some different angles. Get to it there, turn that one off, turn that one off. There is a gentleman standing next to it. Don't know why he needs his mask and gloves on. Obviously, he's socially distancing, but that's how big it is.
Probably the gloves, because he was touching the statue and didn't want to.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also available in a non-coloured version, where Superman is the only coloured item or character, if you like. All the other characters are the crystalline kind of versions, which is an interesting look. Almost, you could call it the Phantom Zone version if you wanted to. But yeah, Brainiac is in the picture. Someone asking about Brainiac. Yeah, he's there behind Superman, behind Superman's right shoulder. So yes, an awesome statue. It's not cheap though. This one is priced at $2,699. Expected to ship in the third quarter of 2023.
We have a Superman action figure coming out next year. It is a 1/6 scale inch of Christopher Reeve, and actually contains his DNA. And its starting price, you can do 3 payments of $555,000 each. I mean, that's just how I hear these things every time we talk about them.
But that is, I mean, an awesome looking statue, and that
it's amazing. I don't know where I'd put it.
Yeah, have to dedicate a whole room for it. But personally, I'd go for the full colored version.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah,
if I had,
I'm with you on that.
That kind of change just sitting around in my pocket somewhere.
Yep.
They're also going with another. Well, they did another. What do they call them? Digital collectible comics. They did this time the Crisis on Infinite Earths first issue as the new collectible thing they do. It sold out again. There were 4,000 at $9.99, and then they just sold out pretty quickly. And now they're going for, you have to sell your firstborn child to be able to afford it now.
How do you sell out of something that's digital?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
I don't understand that.
I don't.
This is such a scam.
Yeah, I know. We forgot about Superman and Lois just quickly. The season 3 synopsis. There was a couple of photos came out just quickly. These are our first photos of the Superman and Lois first episode for season 3. The new John Kent there. There is a synopsis you can read on our website. John Cryer kind of let slip that he wasn't approached, but he was told that Lex Luthor would be appearing in season 3 of Superman and Lois, and that they're not going to go with him as the actor playing the role, but he wishes whoever is in the role good luck. So that's something we can look forward to in season 3, the appearance of Lex Luthor in Superman and Lois.
Finally.
Yeah. Not Captain Luthor, remember that?
And it's not coming out till March. I think they're trying to get as many in the can as they possibly can to not have the delays they had last season.
That's right. So, yeah, we will see Superman and Lois premiere on Tuesday, March 14th. Here is just a quick little promo.
Hi there. I'm sitting at my desk at work with some very exciting news.
Gotham Knights is joining Superman and Lois on Tuesday nights.
CW. Tuesdays, starting March 14th.
Tuesdays just became the most exciting day of the week.
There you have it. Tuesday, March 14th. Gotham Knights and Superman and Lois, Season 3. Cool. All right, well, that pretty much brings us to the end of not only tonight's show, but the end of Superman Homepage Live for 2022. Want to thank everyone for watching tonight, watching throughout the whole year. Want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a super new year. And thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thanks, Mike. All the best to you and Rachel.
Same to you, Steve. Always a pleasure. Looking forward to 2023.
Yes, looking forward to it. As I said, we'll be back, I think, at this stage on January 9th, Monday, January 9th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Looking forward to being back with you. wish you all the best. Hope you have a great time over the holiday season, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll leave you with this message from the Man of Steel himself.
Hello, everyone. This is Superman, bringing you best wishes for a very Merry Christmas from Lois Lane, Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, and myself.